The week started with a team bonding session at iFly. After a quick safety briefing, participants were ready to go.
This machine is a skydive simulator. What you can do in here, you can do in the sky. A lot of people like the military, especially skydivers as well, come to these things to perfect their skills. As you could imagine, you guys are about to do 2 skydives each in the space of half an hour. For someone to do 2 or 4 skydives in a day, it would literally take them nearly the whole day.
Most of the participants took to flying with relative ease.
No, it was amazing. It was like weightlessness and a massive adrenaline rush. I suppose you just had to go with it because I don't think there's anything that prepares you for that. Your body has probably never done anything in that realm before.
Although some people just weren't born to fly.
I got in there for my second time and I was super keen and ready to go up because I've done it before. As soon as I got in there, my nose was like just fully blocked and I got some phlegm in my throat. It was lovely and I was like, oh my God, I can't breathe. I'm going to pass out. If I go up the top, this is just not going to be a pretty sight.
After conquering any fears of heights, participants are now faced with the challenge of creating their brand identity in their new teams. Participants were given a head start to the week with branding guru and Ogilvy's head of strategy, Mark Saraf. Ogilvy is credited with reconnecting one of the world's most iconic brands, Coke, with its key audience.
Always remember that a brand is a company's biggest asset. If everything else were to collapse, that would be a tragedy, but if people fall out of love with your brand, it's all over. People are human. Human means that they're driven by their feelings, not their thinking. You need to engage me emotionally, or I'm not going to process anything rationally that you have to say to me at all. And the last thing you need to remember is the balance of information control has shifted. Consumers will know everything about you, which means that every single behaviour of your company and your brand needs to be good.
As pioneers in the small business lending space, the Yellow team had a breakthrough in their brand identity early in the week.
Sonali messaged me last night with an idea for it, which I absolutely love, and it is
all-terrain. So we're looking to capture the ideas and imagination of entrepreneurs who feel like they're at the cutting edge of something, that they're venturing into new territory, they're going into uncharted waters.
They're off the track, they're going it alone.
There are 2 aspects to a brand. It's a bit like a religion. There are the symbols, the things like the logo and stuff like that and the distinctive colour. Those belong to you. And then there is the other part of a religion, which is the central belief, the amount of respect or trust that people will have for your brand based on what it does, which in turn is based on what the brand believes and values.
Early in the week, Blue Team was struggling with the time pressures of having to develop a brand identity for their business in just 4 days and having to rely on overseas freelancers to get their work done.
When are we going to get this stuff back? We still need to make changes when we get it back.
I know. Thing is, so we've asked him for everything. We've sent him our scribbles, but I have no idea if he's even able to turn that into a logo.
Right.
I feel excited about the challenge, but I feel really time pressed with the challenge. I don't feel like we've got enough time to do it properly, but we're going to give it a red hot go.
3 weeks into the program, Red Team had been struggling to crack the code on how they would gather the necessary data to create their credibility rating methodology.
We've been talking about how do we do this reputation-based rating system thingy, but we found other people have already done it. But we're not going to tell you who, because the other teams might steal it.
We think that we have cracked the nut on how to, what is the most relevant data that's going to give you a sense of someone's reputation.
Yep.
Where do you find reputation information? It's all in the awards, the Telstra Business Awards, the Anthill Awards, the Top 30 Under 30. They're all there. And I'm really hoping that I can keep this secret to myself because it's just so simple and it's so easy and someone else does all the work. We don't even have to do the assessment. It's just brilliant.
Pretty much already does a rating system. Yeah.
With their brand sorted early, the team were keen to make sure they rectified the mistakes of last week in their pitch.
So pitching is scary. And the fear that, oh my gosh, we've got a pitch coming, makes you make bad decisions. So you got to kind of look at it in the eye a little bit and go, going in that room, going to drop my ideas, going to do it on Friday. Got between now and Friday to get ready.
So he reckons that it's all okay and on track. Take a step back. Last week we learnt that if you Google your domain name, it can be bought on the other side of the world and become unavailable very quickly. So we learnt from this and we didn't Google our domain name. With less than 12 hours to go before it all has to be done, we've decided to change our business name, which includes our friend in Pakistan changing all the branding collateral that we'd worked so hard to do.
It's week 3, it's Friday, about just before 2 p.m. and we're at the Ogilvy Centre in St Leonard's and we're about to pitch.
This is the pitch for week 3 and we are presenting on the customer story and the brand name and its accompanying identity.
We asked Krill for some tough love, I guess, last night to see what he thought about where we were heading and what we were doing, and he was pretty frank and said there's no way we were going to win, that we'll probably be last.
Well, my expectations for this week is probably that the red team are going to be the standout. They're going to probably smash the presentation, and I think they've done a great job with their brand identity. I think it'll be neck and neck between the blue and the yellows, but I think yellow will just pip the blue at the post.
We're going to be pitching our awesome all-terrain business positioning system.
Or the Fitbit for business.
I'm really confident about our all-terrain idea.
You know, we have confidence in our model. We think it's got some legs, but that's just our thinking, right? It needs to be validated.
The teams were then asked to pitch. Yellow team was first.
Also, that credit scoring system is secret. It doesn't really do anything for the people that it looks at.
With our business positioning system, she can map this data out, just like with the GPS that she uses when she goes on a bushwalk.
Next, it was blue team's turn to pitch.
So we're looking for data partnerships, security partnerships and scale partnerships, as I've covered, and the practices are all just good quality.
What we're trying to do is give the SME a face, so we're going to build their profile online.
Then finally, red.
The question we ask ourselves is how do we make this data really useful for these small and medium business owners?
It has rich SME data that doesn't exist elsewhere.
After all teams had pitched, Trent Probert, a head judge and representative of the investor community, revealed the winner.
Without further ado, today, Yellow, you had a score of 153.5, so I'm afraid you're not a winner this week. Blue, you actually took the day out with a score of 201 against Red with 199.
I can't believe it. We thought we were going to get creamed and we pulled it off.
The blue team won this week because they came together as an amazing team. They actually told a story about the business model, the customer value proposition, and wrapped an amazing brand around it, which we could actually take to market tomorrow.
The name of our business is B-Cred. The content is we're all about the people that we do business with. We are all about the small business person. We support them, we achieve when they achieve, and that is the core of our business and our values.